Hey everyone, we are kicking it old school in the car today because I've got too many kids doing too many things in the house and honestly kind of miss the car. I like my room, don't get me wrong, but it's been a while. Dude, I got makeup under my eyeballs. Oh, so, I was sitting just chilling and I was like, what am I going to make a video about? Everybody's made a video about this stream Katie did with the pity me, whatever. But at that point, I had only watched, I'm not even gonna lie, maybe 10 minutes of it. And I gave up because I was like, oh god, it's one of those streams. You know what I mean? It's everyone hates me. Everyone is after me. Everybody hates me. Everybody hates me. Everybody hates me. And it's hard because everybody hates me. Now, before I get into this, I want to be clear. There are people and there are channels who truly do act like they hate Katie. And we all know this, but I don't want to discredit the fact that there are people who really do treat Katie like absolute garbage. And they do things because they do like to poke at her and make fun of her and try to make it worse. But for some reason, that's never who she calls out. And I don't understand that. And that's where I was, like I said, I was just chilling. I was kind of thinking, like, I'm really going to make a video about any of this. And I saw where Tea by Allie, or True Sleuth, had made a video about Katie. So I click on it and I'm like, oh, it's about that stream. Okay. So apparently later in the stream, which I did not make it to because I'm just going to be real with you. I can't stand sitting through Katie's videos. Oh my God, because it's not even the lies and the bullshit that she puts out, but she gets really spaced out during lives, and it's hard for me to stay focused because she's looking at the chat and she's doing other things. To me, it's distracting, and I never make it through. I have to like speed that shit up. It's a thing. So I didn't get that far. But at this point in the video where she starts talking to Allie, she is like bawling. So of course I had to go back and actually watch it for myself. And she's just like, Allie, when are you going to stop making videos about me? Why can't you just stop? I want us both to do good. Why can't you? Why? And then she goes on and on about how it's, all this hate, like the titles are hateful and hurtful, and everybody just, everybody watching the videos, it just fuels the hate, and then she says, well, all these people making videos about me are defaming me. Like, she stopped for a second and she goes, yeah, actually they're defaming me by telling lies. And that just like, at first, I swear, I was like, there's no need to make a video about Katie this week. Like, hopefully with the stuff going on in court, which we will talk about, she won't talk about things and it'll finally die down, right? This is finally going to be the point where we get some relief. And because I think everybody covering her has gotten to a point where we're like banging our head against a wall. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. But the thing is, and Katie needs to, I say she needs to understand it, but a part of me feels like she sits back at night and she's like, how am I going to keep them talking about me? What am I going to say next so they'll keep talking about me? And then I can go on and say I don't want them talking about me. Like, that's what I feel like. I feel like Katie, because she's not stupid. I mean, she does stupid shit, but I don't believe that she's actually that stupid. I think she knows what's up. She knows that every comment she makes and every shitty thing she does is going to be talked about, and then she gets to play the victim. And she's always like, I don't want to play the victim, but I'm getting hate. And I'm like, yeah. Oh, I'm not doing a very good job. I'm just like, I literally just saw this and watched all this, and I'm like, I don't get it. Like, is she like that for real, or is she planning all this? It drives me crazy. But she calls out people who aren't the ones that are actually hating on her and actually making hate videos towards her. It's always the more fair people, but the bigger. You know what I mean? It's the bigger people. Like, Truth Sleuth is not a small channel, you know? And she tells Allie that, you know, basically, you're defaming me, you're lying on me. These channels that she talks about aren't lying. There's never something where they're like, Katie did this, and then we find out, like, oh, no, she didn't do that. 9 times out of 10, there's a video clip of her doing or saying the thing, and then they're commentating on it. There is no lie about it. It's the stuff that comes from her own mouth. So that's not defamation. And it just, as soon as I heard her say defaming, I was like, dude, in the middle of a lawsuit where you are being sued, I know I've said this before, if you are being sued for defamation, the last thing you need to do is come on your channel and talk about defamation, claiming that you're being defamed. Stop. Just stop. And I think it's her way of still talking about lawsuit things. Because, you know, before this, Katie was so sue happy. She was like, I'll sue you, I'll sue you. I mean, she never sued anybody, but she loved to threaten it. She loved talking about cease and desist and how she could sue people for slander and defamation and this, that, and the other. It doesn't make sense to me. If you're the one being sued for doing this shit, wouldn't that be like the last topic you would want brought up? Wouldn't you like run from the word defamation? She's just like full on throwing it out there. But by doing this, by saying that they're lying when they're not, isn't that defamation? Saying that these channels are just making things up to ruin her career? That's not a true statement, because they're not making things up. It's from your own mouth. You see where this is going? It's just like one big circle of stupid. So, I'm sure most of you keep up with the lawsuit, but just for anybody who hasn't, they had a conference the other day, the lawyers and the judge, because of all this other stuff going on with the hackers and the people harassing on Twitter and all of that mess. Most of you know how I feel about that. But after the lawyers bit each other's head off and kind of went back and forth, the judge was like, you know what? Everybody's going to shut the fuck up. Like, I can't control what other people do, but the lawyers and the clients, no talking. And I know everybody had to have the same reaction as I did, was like, is Katie really going to shut up this time? Because she's been told, stop talking about it. And she continued. And when I say she talked about it, boy, she talked about it. I mean, she accused the other attorneys of defaming her. She attacked several people on her channel and on Twitter. And she's talked about how she's okay and how her lawyer said there's nothing to worry about. Like, so many things since this lawsuit started. And that's the frustration I'm having right now, is A, saying that people like T by Alley are lying when they're not, but also B, talking about, when's it going to be enough videos? Why can't you stop making videos about me? Well, Katie, because you keep doing things for all of us to make videos about. If you were being quiet and not talking about the lawsuit, if you were not being shitty to your subscribers or blaming other channels for your problems, we wouldn't have anything to talk about. Like, it kills me. Because she acts like she hates all these commentary channels that talk about her. But if that's the truth, then back off. Don't say anything. Don't give them a reason to talk about you. We'll find other things to talk about, for sure. And if not, I guess some people will leave YouTube, whatever. But isn't that what you want? Like, I don't get this shit. I feel like she does it all on purpose because she wants this attention. Like if she actually was quiet and she didn't treat anybody like crap and she didn't give anybody a reason to make a video about her and everything went silent, I think that would drive her insane. I think she would hate it that way. I think she enjoys this. And that I don't know. I saw it and I was just so frustrated and I needed to get my feelings out, and I was like, I don't even know if this is really enough to make a whole video about, but it's so frustrating because, like I said, no one is lying on her. You don't have to make up shit about her. You don't have to lie on her because she gives you all of the things. They're all on video. Everything she says and does is on video. So there's no reason to lie about her. And then if you make several videos on her, then you're just harassing, you're just, hating, but she continues to do stuff. Like, I'm not going to sit there and watch you treat all these subscribers like shit, from Caroline to the blind woman to the woman who lost her daughter. That's just been in the last couple months. I'm not going to sit back and let that happen and not say something. So that's 3 separate videos there. Not including all the times she talked about the case when she wasn't supposed to, all the other times that she's called out channels or been shitty or talked about Michael Long, and she's still on that. You're not calling the girl a liar if you're saying the dad is lying, because she believes what she's saying. Again, that is saying that what happened to her did not happen. I get what she's trying to say. She's trying to say, well, the child was still abused mentally by her dad for putting that in her head. I understand what you're saying, Katie, but understand this. If anything happened to that child and you call her a liar or say that it didn't happen, you're calling her a liar. Because the child is the one that said it. The dad didn't come on and say, my daughter was hurt. The child herself said, this is what happened. So until it is fully proven that that was put in her head and that nothing physical happened, fuck that. I am not going to back down. I believe what the child said. Why is it so hard? Why is it so hard? If it comes out in the end that this was all put in her head, okay, fine. Then we'll deal with that when it if it happens. But until then, the child spoke those words. She said that's what happened to her. So if you're going on and you're saying, well, Michael is a piece of shit and he put it in her head, but it didn't happen, then you're saying she's lying. I don't know why that is so hard for people to understand, because there's so many people that are like so up Katie's ass and are believing the shit she says. And it pisses me off. I get what she's saying, because when Katie comes on, she tries to explain it over and over again, and I'm like, I get it. I get what you're saying. You think that he put the shit in her head, and she believes it. But what if it actually happened? That is my point. Point is, if it actually happened, and you're just crediting that, there is someone out there who hurt her that is going to be, free. That is the problem with saying it and doing it the way you're doing it. Now, I covered Michael Long. I said, yeah, I don't think he's the guy that we all thought he was. And I had a really good, a comment with a really good point. Excuse me. I'm still getting over being sick. They said, well, Michael cheated, or is being accused of cheating, and that's not as bad as what was going on at the mother's house. Which, by the way, Katie has been on there. I knew that I was right, and the mother, nobody trusted the mother, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, but the comments point was, if he's still a good dad, then he's still a good dad, and she's better off with him. I agree wholeheartedly. my point of making the video that I made about Michael was to say I did want to see where the GoFundMe went. Which, since then, Annie from 10 to Life has talked to Courtney. And Courtney has shown, she was like, look, I was in charge of where the GoFundMe went. Here, I'll show you. And started showing her where it did go to what it was supposed to go to. So it's like, okay, fine. You know, I'm not saying that because the man was shitty to his wife that he can't be a good parent. I'm just saying that the people who were so, like, going so hard for him, and he was putting his, because Michael put himself out there as, like, the face of this all, you know, and we were standing up for his daughter, but supporting them as a family. So it did hurt people to see that, you know, because Courtney was a part of that, part of what we were supporting. So it was shitty. But I'm not saying that he's not capable of being a good parent. I'm not saying that automatically means that, you know, he would convince his daughter to say something, or the stuff with the boys. Like I said in my video, Courtney has stood by the fact that she still believes Sophie. This is not like what, you know, Critical K and Katie are trying to make it sound like. They're trying to make it seem like, you know, he did all this shady stuff, and Courtney saw the light and saw that he was lying and that he had convinced his daughter to say these horrible things. And then, you know, his sons called their sister a liar, so he accused them of the same thing and had them sent off. Like, oh, let me take a breath. I don't believe that. I believe that what's going on with the children has happened. And I don't think that it is okay to continue that whole, I hate saying narrative, storyline, whatever, until there is concrete proof and evidence that nothing was done to the daughter physically. Excuse me. I don't think that it's a good idea to say, oh, well, we believe she believes it, but it didn't happen. Because, again, there is a man out there somewhere who potentially did hurt her. And the stuff with the boys, you know, it makes sense. If they've been around and this stuff has happened the way that we know it to have happened, it makes sense that some behaviors could have been picked up. You get what I'm saying? Like, anyway, I don't know how we just went from Katie to Michael Long, but all of it is just, it's so frustrating because Katie, she won't stop the behavior. She comes online, she cries, she whines about people hating on her, making videos on her, doing all of these things, but she doesn't change her behavior. She doesn't stop talking about the shit. She doesn't stop accusing people and blaming people and attacking people, just like in this stream. And because I didn't watch it all, I can't say whether she called anyone else out or not. I just went to the alley part and, you know, what I'd seen in the beginning. But, you know, you can't come on and be like, everybody's hating me, everybody's doing this to me, blah, 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 me, I'm hurt and I want it to stop, and then turn around in the same exact time and say, well, Allie, you're doing this, you're defaming me, you're making all these videos about me. You're calling someone out, you're saying that they're lying and defaming you, and that they're just making all these videos, taking zero accountability for the fact that there are this many videos because you've done this many things. So until she takes accountability and says, I have done a lot of things recently that have upset a lot of people. That is why there are so many videos about me. However, I'm going to change my behavior, and that is the key. Change the behavior, stop the bullshit. And now I hope that people will see that, and going forward, there will be less videos made about me, and, you know, less of the hate, if she wants to call it that, because, again, I sometimes I think she really does believe it's hate. But that's what she needs to do. She needs to say, I have done these things, and that is why people have talked about me, why there are so many videos, but now I'm changing my behavior. I don't want there to be a bunch of videos in the future. Don't call anyone out. and then say, I hope that people can see the good that I'm trying to do or the changes that I'm trying to make to better myself and my situation. That's what needs to happen. If she truly hates all of this hate that she's getting, that's what needs to be done. But again, back to what I said in the beginning, I really believe that she just lays in bed at night and thinks about, what can I do next? What will keep them talking about me? And she makes a comment about people laughing at her because her views are down. And she's like, you know why my views are down? And people are accusing me of buying subs, and I don't do that. I don't believe that. I do believe she has purchased subs. I just do. That's my opinion. But, saying that people laugh at her for not having the views, I've not seen anybody laugh at her about her views. People have stated that her views have been down. Yeah. People are unsubscribing for sure. I've talked to a lot of people who have unsubscribed recently because of the things she does. And the reason that I have pointed it out in the past, and the reason why a lot of other people have pointed out, is because Katie likes to say that all of this is happening because of the lawsuit. She's losing subscribers because of the lawsuit. And that's simply not true. And that is why we all talk about it, because these people come to our videos and they talk to us and they're like, hey, I was a subscriber of Katie. This is why I'm no longer a subscriber of Katie. And because she's so insistent on it's lawsuit related, that's why we make videos. And we're like, no, here's all these people who have said they didn't leave because of that. They unsubscribed for other things you're doing. Quit being shitty to subscribers. People leave because of that. Anyway, I know, I'm exhausted. I know she doesn't listen. I know that, I feel that she doesn't even care. And I feel that she does this shit on purpose. But it just hit a nerve with me this morning to see her so upset to the point of being in tears, begging Allie to stop when she's egging it on. She is the reason these videos are being made about her. So take accountability, change your behavior, and then see what happens. What is the worst that can happen? What will she lose if she just gives it a try? Nothing. Absolutely nothing would I know, we all know, but I felt the need to say it. It's so frustrating. And I still, all the time, fight with myself about how I feel about Katie, because there are days where she does things so disgusting and wrong that I'm like, I have no sympathy for you. I screw you, basically. But then there are days like today where I'm like, if you would just do this, just do this, you would be fine. And even with everything she's done, I still don't want her to fail or lose her channel. I don't like her, but I don't want to see bad shit happen to her. And it like I said, I fight with myself over how I feel. But, I mean, it's like, I think we all want to see her change and then do better. The problem is she doesn't want to change. She just wants to I don't know. I can't even say she wants to do better, because I don't think she does. I think she just wants the views no matter how they come. That's my opinion. I don't know. It's very frustrating. I know this is more or less just a random rant, but I had to get it out. She's there every day. Every day there's something else. Every day there's something new. And it drives me crazy. Because not once through this whole process has she just tried to take a sliver of accountability. Tried to change just the tiniest amount of her behavior. It's been balls to the wall. Fuck y'all. I'm going to talk about the lawsuit. I'm going to treat everybody like shit. I'm going to call everybody out. And in between, I'm going to get on camera and I'm going to cry and beg people to stop hating me. It's just, it ain't it, sis. It ain't it. Anyway, I appreciate you guys listening to me because I know that this isn't like the best video, but I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to let it all out because Katie drives me absolutely insane. I love you all, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.